Coming up on 9 News Mornings, a new national suicide hotline number is officially up and running, and already some false claims about it are circulating on social media. We'll hear from the people working closely with the hotline to help put some of those claims to rest. There's a call of action to bring in more volunteers that can help to keep animals safe while their owners seek treatment for addictions. And get ready for a weekend full of events in the grand opening of the Market Hall in Summit County. And while you're there, you will see another historic site also coming back to life. 9 News Mornings starts right now.
Good morning, taking a live look at Denver upper 90s as we head into the weekend. I think even triple digits possibly today. We are in a heat advisory. Thanks for joining us. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
We made it.
Yay. I'm sweating just thinking about it. Man.
Well, you know, 100 just sounds like a cool temperature to predict. It'd probably only be maybe 99, but I'm going for 100.
Let's do it.
We're doing it again?
I think we can do it.
All right.
That's right. And it would be the 5th time this year that we've hit 100, believe it or not. Yeah. So as far as that goes, we could be very warm today, very warm again on Saturday. Then, believe it or not, we have a genuine cool down where temperatures drop below normal for this time of year. Look at the clear skies we have right now. And with that, temperature stands at 70 degrees, so it's another mild morning here. Not much going on across our state, so as we put our futurecast in motion, maybe an isolated storm a little bit later on this afternoon. Clears out tonight. Tomorrow, maybe a scattered storm as well, and that's about it. But look at the highs to go along with it. 100 degrees today with that isolated storm. Tomorrow, more of the same. 98 degrees, maybe a scattered storm or two. And then Sunday, cooler air moves in. 87 degrees, better chance for showers and storms. And then on Monday, looks like more of the same with a high of 88 degrees, maybe a scattered storm or two.
Thank you so much. We do want to get you out the door this morning. We are taking a peek from our CDOT camera at I-25 and 8th Avenue, and we are not dealing with any problems as you get ready to head that way. Florence and 47th is where we're dealing with a stall this morning where you can see that little icon. But aside from that, we're not looking bad across the metro at all starting out your Friday morning ride. Southbound I-25 commute between I-70 and Santa Fe Drive will only take you 6 minutes at this hour. Traveling on either side of 225 is in the green between I-70 and I-25, just a 9-minute travel time for you. 6 minutes here as well on that westbound side of 270 for your drive between I-70 and I-25.
Erica, thank you. It's been almost a week since 988, the new national suicide hotline number, started operating. While Colorado has not seen a dramatic increase in calls, they expect to see an increase in the next year because of the ease of the number.
But not everyone is convinced of its safety. Here's 9 News reporter Katie Eastman.
Scroll through social media might eventually get you to an infographic like this. A warning that 988, the new national suicide hotline, is not friendly.
I think it's a valid conversation.
Bev Marquez is the CEO of Rocky Mountain Crisis Partners, which is the provider of Colorado's 988 hotline. One worry she's seen online is police involvement.
We answer 380,000 calls a year. Less than 1% of those calls result in us getting law enforcement involved for a welfare check.
The people on the other end of the line are the same ones who have always answered crisis calls in Colorado.
Who am I speaking with?
And Marquez says they only involve police if the caller has an active plan to harm themselves or someone else.
We will ask you demographic information, and you do not have to provide it.
Another concern from social media posts is that the crisis counselors can geolocate callers. That is simply false.
The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
Because 988 will only route people to this state if you have a Colorado area code, you can still call Colorado Crisis Services directly, which gives you the option of connecting to not just a hotline, but a warm line.
To the peer-answered Colorado support line.
When you talk with the peer specialist, it's a different path to being well. The individual that takes the call has lived experience.
Marquez encourages anyone with questions about what the lines do to call them and get to know how they work before they might need them. Katie Eastman, 9 News.
When 988 launched last Saturday, people could not only call but text. Rocky Mountain Crisis Partners says they have seen about 30 texts a day since the line started.
Right now, Denver police are asking for help identifying several suspects wanted on multiple aggravated robberies that happened Tuesday. Police say the first happened just after midnight near West 22nd Avenue and Federal Boulevard. The second happened about 2 hours later near East 1st Avenue and Gaylord Street. Police say the suspects were all armed with semi-automatic handguns. They believe they were inside a newer model gray Jeep Cherokee. The latest Twitter update by police says one suspect has been caught. But if you have any information, call Crime Stoppers.
The Lakewood police agent who stopped a gunman on a shooting spree across Denver and Lakewood is getting national recognition now. Agent Ashley Ferris was named National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's Officer of the Month for June. Ferris was on patrol last December when she confronted the gunman who had killed 5 people. She killed the gunman in a shootout after he shot her in the stomach. For 26 years, the Memorial Fund has recognized officers who show exemplary service. The Lakewood Police Department has also awarded Ferris the Purple Heart and Medal of Distinguished Service.
A historic Mexican restaurant in Fort Collins could turn into a city landmark instead of a chicken chain. Po' Boy Pancho's ran for more than 50 years before shutting down in 2020. The new owner of the building wanted to demolish it and sell it to Raising Cane's, you know, the fried chicken place. Yesterday, the Fort Collins Historic Preservation Commission unanimously voted to deem it eligible as a landmark. We spoke to the family who started the business. They thought their restaurant, which their father started, was going to be gone forever. But this decision is the first step to making sure their father's legacy will live on.
That restaurant is a physical representation of an immigrant's dream. And his dream was the American dream to provide for his family, make a difference in his community, and just see things flourish.
The Fort Collins City Council can now make the building a local historic landmark, which would protect it from demolition.
New claims for unemployment benefits are at their highest weekly level since last year. The U.S. Labor Department's report yesterday shows that nationally 251,000 people applied for unemployment insurance last week. That is 7,000 people more than the week before and the highest number we've seen since November. The biggest job losses were technology, real estate, and mortgage lenders. A report earlier this week showed that fewer people tried to buy houses and apply for mortgages than in the last 20 years.
As tens of millions of Americans battle addiction, a Colorado nonprofit is asking for help. They're looking for people willing to foster pets so their owners can seek treatment. Jordan Chavez joins us now to tell us more about the organization, and they could really use some more volunteers.
Yeah, absolutely, Corey. That is incredibly true. The purpose of Positive Recovery is to make it easier for people struggling with addiction to get the help they need. And that could mean going into detox for a few days or maybe even moving into sober living program for several months. So the program right now is looking for these volunteers to foster their pets because they say it's common for people to refuse help if they can't find a safe place for their animals. Now, according to the 2020 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, more than 40 million people ages 12 and older said they struggled with substance use disorder. Well, the CEO of Positive Recovery, Serena Saunders, a recovering addict herself, says a lot of them won't seek treatment unless they do have that safe space for their animals to go. So the nonprofit actually matches these animals with fosters through an application process, and they even provide all the food and the supplies necessary to take care of the animals.
It is a need that has needed to be filled for a long, long time. There are no programs for people that are trying to get into recovery for their animals. There's no support system, there's no resources out there for people with animals that need to go into treatment.
Now again, Positive Recovery says they badly need these volunteers right now. They've had a lot of people who need help apply for their services, but right now they just don't have enough people to house all their pets while their owners go off to treatment. Corey?
This program is incredible and it's so thoughtful. It's something that you may not have thought of before. And Positive, which is P-A-W, which is super cute. How are they going to keep this going? Where's the funding coming from?
Right, because we're talking about that they provide the food and supplies. It certainly can get expensive. Right now, they are actually 100% donation based. So if you can't foster a pet, but you would like to help out, they certainly say your dollars could be put to use, Corey.
It's a great program. Jordan, thank you.